Okay, it says on my, I think the mistake I made last time, I didn't wait for it to say you're live, and I minimized this thing, and so it didn't seem to start until I brought the browser back, so that was my mistake. Okay, so yeah, I just kept, I'll get my notepad out to things I wanted to, I can showcase. Previously we just had a few animations added in. Since then, uh, in a way, I didn't really want to do showcase stuff. I kind of wanted to do interactive stuff of us doing it together, but I think as the compilation phase got slower and slower, I just worried that a stream will mean you're just watching things compile half the time, and that won't be much fun. So, but at least maybe to compensate for that, maybe we can just go through perhaps the diffs together. So let's say on the MegaFoot project, look at the past commits. Um, I've done a few things since adding those animations. Well, it's taking a while to load too. Alright, so here's the list of diffs from the latest one to the prior ones. So whereabouts did I add the oh yeah, I have been busy. Oh, duck animation, kneeling, punch and kick. Alright, yeah, I think on the last video we had just done punch with spacebar with Z key, things like kick with Z key. So yeah, I mean we can look at little incremental things. Like, let's say getting the player to kneel up and down. So we can look at a diff of that. Skip the foot.l, go to the foot LPC one, and you can see I added a few more definitions of the image indexes for the kneeling frames. And in the animations I made like a kneel down frame animation, sorry, and a kneel up animation index. And, oh sorry. um, so yeah, then I set out for the kneel down animation, it's these frames, 1, 2, 3. And then to kneel back up, the animation consists of kneel 2 and kneel 1 images. And then anything new here? Oh, yep, the max frames. Now it's a max frame per animation, so I'll specify the walk animation has a maximum of 4 frames, punch animation maximum of 5 frames, and vary it according to whichever animation it was. Anything else interesting? A bit of cleanup. I had all this input stuff, and I changed that into a GoSub to get user input. Still not in the best location, but anyway, just a bit of code tidying there. Then I probably added a bit more to this to do the kneeling action. It's harder to see it now, but it looks like there's some kneeling logic in there. Looking back on this, it's hard to remember how it worked now. But there should be a look for the down key, which is hard to see with these things. Oh, okay, well, I think it's this one. If $A equals the down key and we're currently walking, then we will start the kneel animation and bring the frame index back to 0 to start at the start of the kneel animation. So that's the initial catching of the down key. Um, and I think this is to catch when to go back up. So if this getting of the key, current key press $A, if there has been no key press, and we're currently in a down animation, this is potentially our chance to come back up again. You know, you've depressed the down key. So if player frame is greater than the max frame, or if we're currently at the final frame of the down kneeling down animation, then okay, yes, it's time to kneel back up again. And so change to the kneel up animation, reset the frame index to 0 again. So yeah, it's that sort of logic to make the kneeling. Um, what's this draw player? What have I changed in here? Draw pet frame is the same. Seem to have added some extra logic in here too. It plays the walk. Wish I could see the actual things these are. Then begin player frame equals. See, I can't remember now. Anyway, I won't let it be the crux of this video. But more just to show that yeah, maybe I won't be able to do things as interactively now that the compile time is longer, And if you do want to follow along, you can say we saw the kneel down and up. You can see kneeling, punch and kick, and you can browse these one by one. Go to the foot LPC. You can see here I've added more. The K punch I mean is kneeling punch, and K kick I mean the kneeling kick. So I put the images in. I made two new animations for them: kneeling punch, kneeling kick, and decided if this animation is those images in that order, and this kneeling kick is these images in that order, their maximums, and so on, and put some input logic, or I put a kneeling flag to dictate when those animations should trigger. Yeah, so you can follow along that way for now. But yeah, I think maybe we'll go about it that way. But also, yeah, just to showcase where it's at right now. Yeah, all the animations are in. So I'll run this. Maybe I should run it full screen. Maybe you get a feel for how long it's taking to compile now. And you'll probably see this is, I always get the itch to or port the compilation code into another language. We were attempting a Rust port with Wombat, and yeah, each time I start a project like this, yes, I always think, yeah, we should get back to that, and just a matter of time. Yeah, time is limited. Uh, but yep, okay. So this is the game in action. So yeah, all those are. I've even got the baddie characters in right now. Not very smart. She's just copying the input I feed in from the player on the left-hand side. So things that have changed. Yeah, all the punches are in now. So that's spacebar with punch. The Z key was the kick. Kneeling doesn't work so great because of it's using keyboard input right now, which has a bit of a sort of bouncy behavior in BASIC. Once I change the joystick, that'll go away. So if I do a spacebar and down key, I get these, and if I do spacebar and Z key, I get these. Anything else? If I press the X key, or X key, sorry, I can't say it, letter X, yeah, you get the death animation. And I've also added, if you type the letter D, you turn into a duck. So then a duck has the space bar to bite, and he's got a death animation too, letter X. So yeah, that's what it's at. I've added in some logic to sort of push how you say, the player movement versus the background movement. So if I push to about halfway on the screen, we'll get the animation of the background going. And if I push to the left of the screen, well, it'll start again up until the point where I can't push the baddie character back any further. So there's no collision or bounding box checking logic yet. So we can't bite each other or kick each other to any great effect. But yeah, once some bounding logic is in, yeah, we can do that sort of thing. There's no sort of collision even of the characters as yet. So yeah, it's yeah, looking pretty comfortable now. There was also some optimization done along the way to improve the speed. Hopefully it'll be enough to keep it fast. So any other things, or fast enough, I should say. Oh yeah, I ported the grabber tool to 11 before. The grab tool was just in basic, but because I wanted to write some optimization for it and improve upon it, that became like really painful. So not that we have to dive too deeply into it, but just to make you aware of where it is. I'll just go if you ever did want to dig into it and take a look. I think the grab, show you the grabber 11 code. You can take a look at this file and see how that has evolved. Um, Hopefully it's a bit more human readable compared to the grab program, which is this grab.bas. So that was the previous basic 65 version with the line numbers and such. I mean, it's only about 100 lines of code, but it took several, like maybe 2 or 3 hours to port that across. So it's kind of why porting 11's compiler is even more challenging because that wasn't written by me, that was written by a big. So trying to port somebody else's code and remember, well, comprehend what their short variable names were intending to mean is quite a challenge. Um, but anyway, that's what it is, and if there's enough motivation to do it, we'll do it eventually. Um, So, oh yeah, that's why I optimized because I wanted to save space in memory so that in future we can add a big baddie, a big final boss baddie sort of thing. And also I've each time I make a commit, I'll try and get in the habit of also uploading a new D81 file. So this megafoot.d81. Yeah, so any progress, if you're ever curious to give it a try yourself, you can download it via that link over here next to the raw file. So if you were to download that, it'll come across, and you can drag this on Zemu or put it on your machine. And when you do, if I open it now, we'll open here. Yeah, it will. So what this will come with is the program is the final compile program, and it's to data content. That was the old layers.bin file, and my recently optimized version via the new grabber tool written in 11. I've cut that down in half, so that'll give us more space for more graphical characters in future. I think that was all the sunset palettes are in here. This is the old grab tool. This is the foot source code for in 11, and this is the new grabber source code in 11 too. And beneath this, I've also added all of the 11 software to run it as well. So if you were to run this, maybe we can try it now as an example. Where is MegaFoot? Just grabbing that there. So if we were to drag this in here, and I should have probably reset first. Yeah. F10 to reset. I've already got something there. Uh, I've already got 11 in. So maybe I should F10 and hold down the run stop key, which is the end key. Yep, okay, and press X. And I'll put mount it like that. And what to do with the drop file, I mount as D81. So if I do a dir, you see what we saw before. Foot is first. So if you all you do want to do is just run it, you can press Shift and N key or Shift and run stop. Oh, I should do that. And yeah, we're in sort of thing. So that's that one thing you could do. But the other thing you could do is maybe you want to compile the source code yourself. So you could then just type boot on this disk you've downloaded, and you're in 11 and you get straight to the foot.l file. So if you did, maybe you're curious, maybe you want to have a tinker with this, press F7, and maybe you think you could add some extra logic to the drawing of the player or how they move or animate and such. So you can dive into it yourself and change things and press F5 to compile it, and off you go. And if you want to share some of those, maybe pop onto Discord and let me know, and we can sort of get a pull request going and merge it in and that sort of stuff. And yeah, it'd be nice to collaborate on this together so we can get it done a bit quicker. And if you enjoy it, great. And okay, so that's that. Actually, maybe now I'll go back to my preferred copy of 11. So that's for you guys. Where is it? In MinTTY. This thing. Oh, I have to go to there. Start it up again. Okay. All right. So where are we? MegaFoot, yeah, we can make improvements. Are you drawing the baddie? You saw the new baddie on screen. Maybe what of interest there was this reverse drawing idea. So just reusing the fonts that were in one, oh sorry, the images that were in one direction and then reverse drawing them. So maybe it'd be good to go into the GitHub history again and see how that was achieved. Because I used some black magic knowledge that was handed down to me by Gabor, or you might know him as LGB, the Zemu author. Draw a mirrored baddie. This commit. If we were to take a look at this commit, it'd kind of reveal a little bit. Again, look at the foot.lpc file. So I made like a mirror flag just in basic to sort of keep track of, do I want to mirror or don't I want to mirror. There's a draw player routine before, now I added a draw baddie. And so inside the draw, well, yeah, you can expand this a little bit to see, I think. So in the draw player routine, I just assure that we're not mirroring with this mirror equals 0. And for the draw baddie routine, it's a copy of draw player really for the most part, except I've turned this mirror equals 1. And to get a feel for what that mirror equals 1 flag was doing, I think it's inside draw pet ski frame. So yes, when mirror equals 1, I'm going to set a certain bit inside the DMA list structure to turn it on, this set bit. As for what 4006 is, we'd have to sort of dig a bit higher in the code. Maybe I can show that in the more recent code. So if we were to look for, again, it's right Alt and F in to find 40006. Okay, so in the code, we're seeing that this 4006 address, I mean, all of this is the DMA list sort of structure information field by field. I just do things like enable transparency or select which megabyte the DMA action should be on. Um, and I'm saying which command it is. This is a copy command. There's a few other commands around like fill the destination with just a certain byte value, or this is no copy from a source address to a destination address of a certain length. Um, and the command byte has some other flags in this most significant byte as well. I'm not using this modulo. But this in particular of interest is this inside this command by field. Sorry, I think it's called the operator. No, actually, I don't. Yeah, it's called command lowest. Yeah, least significant byte, I'd say. But this operator of copy is just one of the bit fields in there. Let's go to the documentation. Where is it? So the documentation doesn't reveal enough about that. Where is it? It's in the DMA section, which was in F018 DMA. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in this section. We're seeing the command LSB, and further down here we see the command MSB. Uh, how they broke down this command LSB were the command LSB. Oh, no, actually, this it's pretty confusing. I think this documentation needs to be in an update. This command LSB field here in your DMA list structure consists of all these fields. I mean, I need to go to select. Bit 0 to bit 7. So all of these fields are command LSB, and command MSB here equates to these bit fields here. Yeah, this is the entire command, low byte and high byte. So the gotcha is that this isn't entirely truly set in stone in a sense. What Gabor revealed to me, and it came across in Discord chat in the past, was that these fields are just for a certain uh, revision of the DMA controller, the what's called the F018A. But the F018B didn't have these min-term fields from bits 4 to 7. Gabor shared a different page, and I'll find that one. Oh, I can't find it now. Bugger. It's around. I wish I could. Yeah. I, but basically, I think it was bit 5 is actually like a destination decrementer bit, and bit 4 was like a source address decrementer bit. In other words, like when you do your DMA copy from source to destination, maybe you want to decrement your source instead of incrementing it. So this byte in my source gets to this destination, but then this location in my source -1 gets to go to the destination too. So in my case, I turned on bit 5, which is yeah for the F018B. If I had Gabor's diagram, I don't know if it's easy to find it. F018A, F018B, bit fields, maybe. Ah, yeah, this is the page. There you go. This will make it a bit more. I know it's a pretty big table too, But what it's trying to say is the earlier revision, the F018A, think of that as the left-hand side of this diagram. All this. Oh no, I can't select that part. Oh, maybe I can. Control. Yeah. More like this part of the diagram is the F018 part, and the F018B is this part of the diagram. This part. Yeah. So it's more what you saw in those min terms from bits 4 to 7, as in our MEGA65 documentation, only applies to F018A revision of the DMA controller. But you can see in this F018B version of the DMA controller, yeah, bits 4 and 5, they aren't these min term things, they're yeah, source decrement and destination decrement. So with this awareness in mind, yeah, I was able to make use of this destination decrement to flip the drawing of the baddie character in the other direction. Yeah, so bit 5, that's what was done here. Um, so maybe again to see that in action with the diff. Is that here? So yeah, you can see for the command low, uh, uh, low least significant byte. Yeah, I'm setting bit 5. I want the destination decrement behavior. And that's only if the mirror is 1. If the mirror is 0, I want to clear that bit to assure that we're not decrementing the destination. So that's what's being done there. I just thought it's worth the mention since the documentation isn't clear on that yet, and some of you might want to use that behavior yourselves, so might as well know about it. So if what's this inside? This is in the color address equals color address plus frame. Ah, okay. This is within a different frame. Yeah, this is. Let me expand this a bit to make more sense of this. Um, this is draw Petsky frame. If, oh, okay. They're getting ready for a call to drawing of the transparent DMA, I think. Is that what's happening? Draw the character, and yeah, the transparent DMA is called here. All right. Okay. Because we want to draw backwards, that the location, the color address is going to be set to the destination location color address here. So that's why I'm pushing the destination address forward, and then it'll draw backwards from that. So I increment by the frame's width. So it would have drawn here normally. I'm going to start drawing from the width forward and then start drawing backwards because I set that flag on. Yeah, so that's what enabled the drawing backwards. So maybe it's good to be aware of that facility. Okay, so I'll go back to Notepad. Character movement relative to background. Yeah, you saw that in action. And you've seen how compilation is getting slower and how to follow in GitHub. Okay, and the to-do list. Yeah, I think that's worth mentioning that I'll keep a to-do list in the project too. So let's go back to the project. So I get a sense of what's left down here, to-do.txt. And what's done and what isn't done. I mean, right now I think kind of got a baddie in there, but it needs a bit more smart, some sort of brain behind it. And I've got a bit of scrolling text. I mean, the scrolling logic with the background versus the player. So yeah, some things are coming along, but yeah, other things I've left open. Like I think some of these are low-hanging fruit, like to make the clouds move independently. Like you saw right now when we run it in here, the clouds when seem to only move when I press the left key or the arrow, sorry, the left arrow or the right arrow. But yeah, it should be pretty easy to make those independent. But it's so easy that maybe someone else might want to give that a try. Like if you're curious about 11, and now you've got the MegaFoot.d81 file at your disposal. You can press F5 and you can edit the code. So yeah, maybe it's a good chance if any of you are curious to just have a little dabble, a little play with a little task like that in mind. Yeah, see if you can do that. Instead of when we go completely to the right, the clouds move. Let them always move, regardless of the sort of the player's movement. So that could be a good sort of just cutting your teeth in 11 sort of task. Another one like that is to make the sunset slowly over time. That'd be a nice one too. So I think we've got some logic to move these objects now. You see, move the XY position of these things. There might be a bit of trickiness, like if you want the sun to be off, in the border first and then come down, that might need some cropping logic to crop it at the right place and only draw from under there. But already, let's say the sunset is in play. So if I press the dot key or to go lower in the sunset palette, or the comma key to go higher. So you already got that at your disposal with the Go sub. So all the logic left is just to sort of draw the sun lower and lower with the X, Y, and maybe a bit of cropping logic. So again, that's a bit of a low-hanging fruit task if anyone's interested in that. Adding a female player option, that one's for my daughter. Maybe that's a bit of work. I mean, I don't mind tackling these too, so I might put my hand up for something like that, and just to redraw all of these with a sort of female equivalent. Put some hair on their head or something like that. How do I just do one like that? Oh, I can't seem to. Oh, because the duck is showing. So yeah, I'm sure I can add a few pixels, add a bit of hair. I don't know if it's it's so easy to get like a feminine physique out of so few pixels. So maybe the hair is the only option there. Um, Add a baddie. Yeah, we got some of that. That bounding box collision. I think that's coming soon. Energy bars. I think that's coming soon too. Sound effects. Yeah, I'm open if anyone wants to make a few simple sound effects with the basic sound command. Yeah, get your name in here. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to steal your efforts here. I do want everyone credited if you do something. Let's put your name in here. Let's put your name in the credits too. And when this thing gets released, when it gets uploaded to the file host, so on files, mega65.org, I don't want to be the one uploading this under my name. I'd rather the Mega65 team, they have a Mega65 account, and yeah, I'd rather it goes up under their name. So what we accomplish on this project can be perceived as, the community working on this together and sharing something that we can all sort of embrace as a community and contribute to, and share it as a showcase with everyone what we can achieve with Mega 65's basic. So I don't know which one of these would have been. There's plenty of them. Did Mega 65? Or maybe if we go to files and search for Mega 65. Is there written by author Mega 65? Yeah, okay. So yeah, whenever we get around to uploading it onto this the file host, yeah, that'll be the hope that the author will be Mega 65. We can describe the game and credit all of us that worked on it together, and just so that it can be something we can all be proud of contributing to. So yeah, that's my hope there. Anything else in there? Oh yeah, and if you are interested in helping out, yeah, a good place to chat with us is on the Discord server. Yeah, and you can access that with meg65.org/chat. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. So yeah, I'll wrap up the call and hopefully it worked this time. Okay, catch you later.